Hey guys, it's Erica from 310 Nutrition, and today we are talking about the top 10 tips to cut sugar from your diet. Okay, so we're just going to jump in with tip number 1. The first thing to do is clean out your kitchen. So anything that has sugar in it, like cookies, candy, cake, whatever you have in your kitchen that you know has sugar in it, just get it out right away. If you're like me, if it's not in front of you, you won't eat it. So get it out, don't think about it, and you won't eat it. Tip number 2 is to satisfy your sweet craving with something nutritious. So instead of reaching for a bag of candy or a cupcake or anything like that, try reaching for a piece of fruit, make a smoothie, or even go for a piece of dark chocolate. Tip number 3 is to make things at home. So if you're buying stuff from the store, it's most likely going to be filled with artificial sweeteners, a ton of sugar, high fructose corn syrup, which is also sugar. So the best thing you can do is make it at home. Nowadays, there's a ton of natural sweeteners like monk fruit sugar, stevia. You can use applesauce to make baked goods, a ton of things to choose from. So go for those types of options, make it at home, and make a healthier version of things you love. Tip number 4 is to pay attention to your serving sizes. So even if you have a little bit of candy, it's totally fine. Just maybe have a piece of chocolate over an entire chocolate bar. It's super easy to get out of control with your portions if you're not being mindful. So tip number 6 is to be mindful when you're eating sweets. Instead of eating in front of the TV and chowing down on the entire batch of cookies you made earlier in the day, maybe sit down at your kitchen table with your kids or your husband or your family, whoever it is, enjoy 1 or 2 cookies, and then go on with your day. Tip number 6 is to watch out for sugar-filled drinks. So we all know that soda and energy drinks are full of sugar and are not great for our health. But some of us don't realize that juice can be filled with sugar, added sugars, and sweet tea is also full of sugar. So try to switch out for drinks that aren't sugar-filled. So instead of ordering a soda when you go out to dinner or reaching for a juice when you're at home, try switching to something like sparkling water. There's a ton of flavored sparkling waters now that are really good and are great alternative to soda. You can also go for flavored water enhancers or just put fruit in your water, which is a great, healthy, delicious alternative. Tip number 7, avoid low-fat foods. So a lot of people don't know this, but when they pull the fat out of naturally occurring foods that have fat in them, they replace it with sugar. So things like yogurt, any dairy products, any really processed products that you're eating that you find off the shelves, if it says low fat on it, automatically assume it's full of sugar. Tip number 8, don't assume that everything that says it's healthy is healthy. There's a lot of marketing tactics used these days to make us believe that our products are really good for us and really nutritious when a lot of the times they're filled with things like sugar and artificial sweeteners and things that we just don't want to be putting in our bodies. So make sure you turn around the package and you learn how to read a nutrition label. Although it's good to look at the numbers, you also want to look at what's actually in the product. A lot of times there's a ton of ingredients that are artificial, chemical filled, anything that you really don't want to be eating. So make sure you know what's in your product and you're consuming things that are nutritious and beneficial for your health. Tip number 9 is to make sure you're eating a balanced diet. So if you finish a meal that was full of good complex carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, it's a lot less likely that you're going to reach for something that's full of sugar when you're done. And to finish it off with tip number 10, don't sweat the small stuff. One bad meal isn't going to make you an unhealthy person, so if you eat a little bit of sugar, it's not a big deal. Just go back to your normal routine and keep eating a healthy diet like you do. Okay, so those were my top 10 tips for cutting sugar out of your diet. Again, I'm Erica with 310 Nutrition, and I'll see you next time.